Hey, this is Mason Weaver, and a lot of you guys on Facebook have been noticing or been commenting that I am looking tired. Maybe this race is getting me down. Maybe I'm wearing out. No, I'm not tired. I'm old. I've been around a while. I've done this for some time now, and you youngsters still need prodding. So I'm still busy. I should be resting now, sending out the guys I've trained. But this election, I call the lion season. This is the lion season. Political campaigns is when the lies come out and the people with the truth are beaten down. So you have to continue with the truth. So I'm not tired. I'm not weary. I'm excited. It's nice to be back into the war again. But sometimes we don't understand why the lies work so much. Why is it that the evidence, the clear evidence of what's right, what's wrong, is clear, but the people you're trying to give it to don't get it. They don't understand it. And you're saying, we got to educate them. We got to educate them. It's not lack of education. It's lack of motivation. They know the truth. They reject the truth because they are afraid of the truth or they hate the truth. So it's hard to go to someone and say, man, you're being taken advantage of. They are slaves. If you think you are a slave, you will act like a slave. You see, a slave on the plantation did not need chains because they thought like a slave. They accepted their role as a slave. I'm not talking about black folks here. I'm talking about human nature. White people are affected by the same mentality. So right now, liberals think of themselves as slaves. When they're hungry, they have to go out to master. When they're scared, or they want free education, they want free medicine, they want to be taken care of. They still think of themselves as children, and the leaders as parents. So you're dealing with a child. If I go up to my little 4-year-old child and say, you can be free of your parents, they think you're crazy because they know they can't feed themselves, they can't clothe themselves, they cannot put a roof over their head. They think you hate them. Liberals think of themselves as children. They believe the rich are supposed to take care of them. As a matter of fact, they believe the money that the rich people earn are not theirs, that there's the rich people, but it belongs to them, the poor people. So you can't approach them in the way you would a normal, adult, self-sufficient human. I wrote a book years ago, The Rope. I'm not sure how the camera is reflected or not, maybe reversed. It's The Rope. And I explain the difference between a prisoner and a slave. You can only deal with the prisoners, not the slaves. They're in the same yard, the same wall around them. They look at their circumstances differently. The slave thinks his job is to be the best slave on the plantation, the best cotton picker on the plantation. They will support the masters. Some guy worked 40 years and brag about his union, not himself. This is what they do. But a prisoner is always trying to be free of the master, free of the warden. In the same prison yard, they look at that doggone wall, and a slave will say, that's the confines of my existence. But a prisoner will say, I got to get over that wall. Over that wall is freedom. He has spent all of his life trying to dig under it, work around it, climb over it. He'll bring his friends together. That's the guy you want on your team, is trying to get over that wall. And when you get to the top of that wall, you throw down a rope to bring folks free. The slave thinks you're going to lynch them. The slaves are afraid of you. The slaves hate you. You throw the rope to them. The prisoner will tie a knot in that rope and tell his friends about that rope and climb out to freedom. This election cycle is to make sure we are only bringing prisoners. If they resist you, leave them laying there. If they fight you, leave them by the wayside. If they try to debate with you, leave. This is not the time for debate. This is the time for freedom. So go out, folks. If you're tired and look tired like I am, go out and talk to strangers. If they reject you, move on. Folks want freedom. We want freedom. We must work together for freedom. Get the book, The Rope. I may put the link down below, but you can find it on Amazon anywhere else in the world. And learn the difference between a prisoner and a slave. The prisoner will help you escape the onslaught coming. The slave will go tell master about your plan to escape. This is Mason Weaver. Stay right or be left. I love you. And let's go to freedom.